Good morning, Ma'am Jazz.
Good morning, Ken.
What are we going to do for later's class, ma'am?
We will be going to discuss our last case analysis for this semester, Ken.
Really, ma'am? I'm so excited.
Then see you there, Ken.
See you, ma'am.
After 1 hour, the class AEC31 started.
Good morning, class. Today's topic is all about our last case analysis for this semester, which entitled WAGNER Fabricating Company. So, managers at WAGNER Fabricating Company are reviewing the economic feasibility of manufacturing a part that it currently purchases from a supplier. From this analysis, we will be going to determine whether the company will buy the part from supplier or to produce itself.
Ma'am, I have a question. How can we know if it's good to either choose to buy from supplier or to produce itself?
Well, we can't do that without assessing the available resources. With that, let's take a look on the different costs needed to analyze and consider in order to know which is more likely to cost the company and which one can provide a lesser cost. But before we proceed, let us talk first about what we should consider and calculate in order for us to arrive at the desired result. Ms. Fuentes, can you read the three most important costs to calculate the total annual cost needed to identify whether the company should buy from its supplier or to produce for itself?
Yes, ma'am. The three most important costs that needs to be considered are annual holding cost, annual ordering or setup cost, and annual purchasing or manufacturing cost.
Very good! To easily understand, this is how it works. First, we have to solve for the three costs, namely the holding, setup, and ordering cost in order to answer the following, such as optimal quantity, number of order, cycle time, reorder point, amount of safety stock, expected maximum inventory, and average inventory. Down to the three main costs to answer the total annual cost of production or manufactured. Now, these are the things that we must solve. Okay, class, let's welcome Sir Pogs to explain further the answer solutions for this case.
Good morning, class. It's so nice meeting you all. I'm sorry, but I'm just so addicted with eating such this apple. Anyways, firstly, let's solve holding cost. For solving, we calculated the total percentage of taxes and insurance, shrinkage, and warehouse overheads. Adding all the percentage calculated earlier and also adding cost of capital in the equation, resulting in an annual rate of 22%. Secondly, let's solve ordering cost. We calculated the total purchasing cost by multiplying these two factors while dividing for the calculation of other expenses. By adding the two, the cost per order now is $75. Thirdly, let's solve setup cost. Here, we multiply the hours required and total cost of labor. That results to $400 per setup. We are now on our way in getting the total annual cost. To easily assess, let's compare the two sides. Let's start with the optimal quantity Q. Starting with the optimal quantity, since we're investigating two different perspectives, calculation of holding cost are different. This will then result in a projected optimal quantity of 348.16 units from the supplier and 966.13 units from the implant production. Second, the number of orders or productions. By dividing the annual demand to the optimal quantity, the total number of orders from the supplier and the implant production are 9.19 and 3.31 units per year, respectively. Third, the cycle time. The total process days or the cycle time are 27.2 days and 75.48 days, respectively. While an in-plant production will be longer as they will be in charge of the process and manufacture. Fourth, the reorder point. Calculations for reorder point are the same, with the only difference in constant standard deviation to obtain stock up. Constant standard deviations for suppliers are 1.24, while 0.52 for the in-plant production. Fifth, the safety stock. Well, we also need to identify the safety stock. It can be derived by subtracting the reorder point to the mean. Calculation of this will reduce the risk of goods being out of stock. Minimum safety stock needed are as follows. Sixth will be the maximum inventory. Expected maximum level of inventory for in-plant production is far greater than ordering from a supplier. This entails that more stocks or goods can be stored if switching to in-plant production. Seventh, the average inventory. The formulas of both are different since we are tracking the ordering and manufacturing processes. The average inventories are 186.48 and 354.25 units, respectively. Eighth are the most important costs to identify, the total annual cost. First, annual holding cost. Second, annual ordering cost. Third, annual purchasing cost or manufacturing cost. By the given formulas, the three important costs were derived. Please keep in mind that we must use the correct givens stated in our case problem to make sure that we can come up with the correct answer in our total annual cost. Back to you, Ma'am Jess.
Thank you, Sir Pogs. Since we already have the answers for the three important costs, then we can now find out whether the company will buy a part from its supplier or to produce for itself. For you, class, which is going to be the right to choose? So here is the tally for our total annual cost. By simply adding the three important costs, we can now derive with our total annual cost. Therefore, it has shown that the production policy has smaller amount than the purchase policy. Then, we recommend that the company must start producing itself since it can save up to 3.29% or equivalent to $1,940.02. So that's it for the Wagner Fabricating Company's case analysis class.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
That's it for today. Goodbye, class. See you next semester.